Hey guys, it's me, Tiana Jones, also known as Callie Faye. We have a special guest who loves helping others by building relationships by pumping iron. Welcome.
Thank you for that introduction. I really appreciate it. Glad to be on here and for having me.
Amazing. So please tell everybody your name and who you are and why you're here today.
So my name is Lowell, a little bit of a tongue twister there, but yeah. Basically, I'm a competitive bodybuilder, fitness enthusiast, um, who really just enjoys that lifestyle and enjoys encouraging others to be active and find various ways and outlets and activities to better themselves, and that's really my main goal and main purpose through this journey. um, so that's a quick synopsis of what I've been doing over the years.
Amazing. So for everybody who's listening in, where are you calling in from today?
So I live in Duquesne, Pennsylvania. um Born and raised around this area. um Kind of like a tough and hardened kind of area. um, but yeah, like that's kind of the root of where I'm from, my upbringing, and a big part of it is uh, just the resilience that it instilled in me today, and around certain people. And I've watched a lot of people, in this particular area, go down the wrong path, and that's why like fitness kind of helped me maintain like a good trajectory, to help avoid falling into some of the pitfalls that I see other people around me fall into.
What are some of your hobbies for people listening in that you do when you're not working out?
Yeah, that's actually a very tough question. That's one of the hardest questions I had to answer because fitness encompasses such a big part of my life. But outside of that, like I'm a pretty laid back guy. Like I'm not gonna be the one. I'm not generally not the life of the party. Some people got that gift. Me, I like to lay low. I like listening to music. I'm really into like hip hop and stuff like that. Even some of these new artists and stuff like that. I try to stay in the loop, try to stay young, try to stay fresh. But really into hip hop, into sports, anything athletic. Um, and basically, that's about it. I'm like the Netflix and chill kind of guy.
So, what kind of movies do you like if you're chilling at home?
uh, Anything. I like anything that's like uh, autobiography type. Anything sports related that's based on. I generally really get into movies that are like based on true stories that have some kind of like good underlying message at the end, things of that nature. Um, I'm not real big into like some people like horror movies and comedy to each their own, but like I'm more of like I kind of like things that are like based off of like real life events, kind of stuff like that.
Would you say your life is like a movie in a sense?
In a way, I think everybody's is to some degree, but when you just take a step back and reflect on things and just some of the things that you've been through, some of the things that you overcame, um, eh, you really start to, I guess, to better fully understand the scope of things, what you're capable of, where you've been, and where you can go just based off your life experiences. So there's a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of good stuff, and a little bit of everything that happened in my life. So I'm proud to be able to say that, and proud to be able to say that, I made it this far.
What is your goal targeted weight? I know people are anticipating calling in wondering.
Uh, Target weight. So like right now. Again, bodybuilding wise, to an extent, I keep like fitness and bodybuilding wise a little bit separate because bodybuilding is like the extreme side of fitness. Like if you're a competitor and you push yourself competitively, that's gonna be your thing. But for me, I just like staying competitive. So for bodybuilding purposes, like I have to generally get down to be like around the middleweight. For my height, I'm like usually always shortest guy on stage, like in competitions. If not, there might be, one other guy my height. So I generally will cut down to like right now at least 176 pounds. Now, there's different divisions of bodybuilding. I'm not going to get into all of that and bore everybody that might not be into all that extra details. But generally around 175 pounds or so right now is the goal weight, just for my next upcoming competition.
To get to that weight, what's your diet?
Uh, so right now it's getting very, very, very strict because I'm already like pretty. I'm lean. I'm a lean guy, obviously leaner than just the average person, just based off my lifestyle. Um, so it gets to a point like competitively. Again, most people never have to take it this far unless you're into like bodybuilding and stuff like that. It gets to a point where it gets very, very strict. And right now, my diet is somewhere along the lines of like I wake up in the morning, maybe have like 4 whole eggs. I found these like 0 calorie wraps that I've been using, and I'll just eat some like a couple eggs with the wraps. Um, like a smoothie or so around lunchtime. Uh, some fresh fruit, spinach, 2 scoops of whey protein. A few hours after that, I'll usually have either like another protein concoction. Um, Again, I stay within the confines of my calorie restrictions, but I do interchange my meals once in a while. So I'll use like Greek yogurt, something like that for a little bit of a change of pace rather than just always lean meat and stuff like that. Dinner time, I'll usually eat like any kind of lean meat. Sometimes I go through ground turkey, sometimes it could be tilapia, it could be chicken, and then I'll have like a side of veggies. And then I usually have like another protein drink a couple hours after that, and before bed I'll have like another protein smoothie with some fresh fruits and maybe like a couple rice cakes with peanut butter. So that's kind of like getting into real detail of what it's like right now. And for me, that's very like restrictive because I have a pretty big metabolism and pretty big appetite. So that's where we're at.
Was it hard for you to adjust to this diet or was it easy?
It is just because like everybody has their own personal struggles, and me, like when I was young, I was always very active, but I was always a big eater. You know, um, it wasn't until I really got into bodybuilding that I understood just how much of like a vice, like my I guess m- my love for food was. Because I had a big appetite. I was that guy as a kid who like unless somebody was stopping me, I'm gonna eat the whole package. I'm gonna eat the whole box, and I just always stayed active. So I never really thought of it. I never really thought of it as a big deal until I got into bodybuilding, and that's the hardest part for me, and I struggle with it day to day. Up to a certain point, it's like the diet's manageable, but now it's like I have those same struggles that everybody else does. That's getting on a weight loss journey, um, trying to lose weight for whatever purpose. I have those same struggles. It's like I have to. There's days, some days are harder than others. Like I really have to fight those cravings, and some. I've been doing this long enough, and I've had my ups and downs, and my discipline's gotten better through the years. But it's definitely it's hard for me just because I do have such a big appetite. So I have a lot of those same struggles.
Do you have any daily tips for anybody who's trying to, curve those appetites?
Yeah, there's certain tricks of the trade you learn along the way. Um, like again, everybody's goal is a little different. Some people are already deeply invested in fitness. Some people just need to, maybe they're overweight and they want to just go down a healthier life path and they want to, I guess, better their eating habits just so they can live a healthier, longer life, things of that nature. And little tricks like just finding little things that along the way help you curve like whatever your vice might be. If your vice is you have a sweet tooth, Like I said, I have nothing against using like artificial sweeteners. Um, Everything, of course, in like moderation, but things like that can go a long way because like you're better off drinking that. Like what I tell people is if it comes down to it, like if you got a chocolate cake in front of you or a diet soda, drink the diet soda. The diet soda is still going to keep you on the right track. The cake is going to like you have one piece and it might lead to five pieces. So you got to find like little things along the way. Like I said, for me, it's like Greek yogurt. It's a little bit. It's still healthy, but it has just enough flavor and sweetness to it to where it can help curb cravings. Um, like I said, a lot of these whey protein powders now, you can get a little creative with them. You can mix them up and maybe put some peanut butter in it. Sometimes I like putting a couple scoops in a container, mixing in some peanut butter, some fruit, put in a little bit of water, and I'll put it in the microwave, and it kind of gives it almost like a brownie like consistency. So things like that, like I said, the curved sweet tooths go a long way. Um, and just being aware of eating healthy doesn't always have to be mundane and super boring. Just be aware of your calorie limitations, your carb intake, and you can easily just adjust things. Like if you know your goal is okay, I want to stay on 200 grams of carbs, you can be flexible a little bit with those choices. You just can't, just don't go overboard. So those are some of the tricks of the trade. I'd much rather keep tabs on my calorie count, my carbs, my protein, than be completely restricted to like a meal plan where you gotta eat this at the same time every single day. Like have certain foods and lined up that like, okay, if you get tired of this one has similar enough calories where you can just replace it with that. So things like that go a long way. And just kind of curving cravings and just breaking up the monotony of things day to day.
So does this help your mental health, your daily schedule, what you're eating, how you're tracking your foods, just staying, focused and on your awareness and your abilities. Does this help you?
For me, it does to an extent. And I'll be honest here, once you start getting into like the whole competitive bodybuilding, now you got to be a little bit more aware of like your mental health because now it's not only just eating good and doing all these things to better your health. It's also now it's like well, I want to be better than this guy because it's a competitive sport. Anytime you put people up on stage and you're giving them placings, it's like nobody wants to be third, fourth, fifth place. Everybody wants to win. So for me, I have to be careful from time to time in that regard to take a step back and be like, okay, like maybe am I going too far? Should I rein it in? You know what I mean? Just for longevity purposes and not solely focus on the competitive bodybuilding aspect of things take over. And that's what I think your mental health can get a little skewed. But overall, the fitness lifestyle, if I didn't have fitness, if I didn't have just working out in general, uh, and all those things that come with that, I'd probably be a little more relaxed at this point in my life. Because, like I said, I've been around people, I've been up around people, and I've always played sports and stuff like that. But I've seen people go down the wrong paths just because they don't have something they're passionate about. They don't have something that they put enough value into that gives their life that little bit of extra meaning. You know what I mean? So, in that regard, it's been extremely helpful for me. Um, so I'm glad after like high school sports and stuff was done that I was able to kind of reroute into this avenue.
Wow, that's amazing. So for everybody at home, where can they reach you? We're running out of time here.
Okay.
Give them your contact and they'll be reaching out.
Yeah, so on Instagram my name is it's Swole SWOLE underscore LOWELL LOWELL. That's just the username. Facebook. I have a Facebook page mainly for like my bodybuilding stuff, and you put in my full name or just I believe it's facebook.com/ripped lol. So LOWELL. Um, those are probably the easiest ways to reach me. I'm on Instagram, probably the most. So if you find me on there, always feel free to reach out, and I'll always do my best to help out as much as I can.
Well, thank you so much for coming on today. And you guys, Universal Revolutionary Healing is all about bringing on the people that are helping economics, growing their inner true self, and again, evaluating who they want to be, who they were, and who they're going to be. All right, guys, thank you so much. Take care. Till next time.